Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. Hope everyone had an amazing week. I know my week has been absolutely crazy because of work and then all these new shows that I'm doing. I'm super excited though, because so much has changed this week, actually. For my show, as everyone knows, that I had Donna Copus as my guest co-host for some time. And I just recently, yesterday, announced that she is now officially a co-host and everything. So I'll bring her out here in a moment. So what I'll do is I'll do this. So we do have a special guest on today. We'll get started. So let me bring out my official co-host, Donna Copus.
Hi.
Hi, girl. How are you?
It's actually wonderful here. I've enjoyed my day. I've been outside, and we have the time change, so I actually forgot what time it was. We're an hour ahead, so I'm like rushing in.
So, Donna, we have a special guest today, so I'm going to go ahead and do her intro, and then we'll bring her on, okay?
Okay. Can't wait.
All right. So, whoops. It disappeared on me. Okay, here we go. All right. So, here we begin. Today, I want you to picture a woman shaped by the old ways, a daughter raised beneath the whispering canopy of her ancestors' land. She learned from her elders and from her father that the earth is not a possession, but a living relative. A mother, a memory, a spirit. From childhood, she was taught to honor Mother Earth, to walk gently, to listen deeply, and to respect the unseen beings who move between the trees. Her people call them the Watchers, guardians of the land, keepers of balance, and she grew up knowing them as companions, not shadows. She grew into a woman with fire in her chest and soul in her blood, a protector of her homeland, a storyteller whose words carry the heartbeat of her people, a songwriter whose voice has traveled far enough to be heard in Hard Knocks magazine, a guide who leads others into the wild, into places not most places feared, I should say, to tread, teaching them to see the forest not as a backdrop, but as a living world. She spends hours alone in the woods she calls home, listening to the wind, the water, the watchers, the hikes, she hikes, she camps, she explores, and brings others with her, showing them the beauty, the danger, and the spirit of the land she loves. She is fierce, she is brave, and she's mysterious. She is rooted in tradition, yet blazing on her own trail. She is a Shawnee, and she is a Watcher's Maiden. And today, she steps into the circle with us. Please welcome my special guest, and now the co-host of Coven of Curiosities podcast, Donna Copus. So surprise, the show's about you.
You made me cry.
Did you like that? Oh, sorry.
It was wonderful. Thank you so much. You touched my heart.
You're so welcome. I know.
I love
what?
you.
I love you too, my sister. So I was looking back. I literally sat on our Facebook Messenger and scrolled all the way to the very beginning. To the very, very beginning, when you first messaged me, it was May 2nd of 2025. So
Almost
it's
a year.
almost been a year of you and I communicating through all this time. Sharing stories, your songs, like pictures, and everything. And back then, as some of the people that might be watching, I was only doing Audible. I didn't do the whole YouTube live thing until this year. And so, what I'm doing is I'm actually bringing back guests that were on my Audible show because I wanted to be able to share their actual pictures, videos if they had any, and to be able to for them to talk about their photos and what they captured, what they were feeling, or whatever the case might be. And so I felt it was important to bring back these amazing guests that I had last year and talk with them, and so that they can share their experience live with so many others. And so I had to bring Donna back. She again reached out to me in May of 2025, and we bloomed now into this a wonderful friendship and sisterhood. And I have absolutely no regrets. I can't wait to get out there and see her in Ohio very, very soon. And so actually, we're going to meet in Kentucky first. Is
Yes.
where we're going to meet first. Yeah. That's going to be my first Bigfoot fest to experience. So I'm so excited.
Oh, it is so beautiful there at the gorge. It is
Yeah.
absolutely amazing, beautiful. Some really wonderful people there.
Yeah.
I love the shops. Oh my gosh, I love the little crystal shops. They have so many just amazing things. It's just wonderful.
I love to shop. So let's go ahead and get started with, what I'll do is let me pull these photos up first. So let's see. Well, yeah. Okay. So I'm going to bring your family up first. If I can get my share screen. It always takes a second. You got to click here, click there. So, all right, here we go. Okay. Let me add it to the stage. All right. So you want to explain your first picture that I have of your family?
That is a grandmother, and that she's standing in the doorway of the old cabin where my father was born in 1927. The cabin sits way back in the hills under Buzzard Roost. And that's my grandma and my dad's dog standing on the front porch. She was, as you can see, the picture is dark. Those are old pictures that I've tried to redo. She was Shawnee, as you can really tell from. You could see her really good with the hair and a true mountain woman. That's a true mountain woman there.
What was the dog's name? I'm curious.
Actually, it was Skipper. Don't ask me. Yeah, Dad remembered him. I was showing him. He's like, "Oh, yeah, that's old Skip," and I was like, "What?" He said his name was Skipper. I was like, "Okay."
So here's the next one. Who's in this picture?
That's my dad sitting in the center.
Okay.
I think he was around 12. On the left-hand side in the dark clothes is my Uncle Andy.
Okay.
He's 2 years older than my dad. And then the boy in the white shirt is actually their cousin, because my grandfather had two families. He was married and had children, and then my grandmother was married and had children, and then they married and had children, 3. And the little boy sitting beside of him is actually an older brother's son. His name is Frank. Okay. And the person taking the pictures that day was my Uncle George. I talk about him and the bull story, my Uncle George. That's a whole other thing. Just he raised longhorns. And when I was about 6, we raised tobacco for him. And my dad never drank, but my Uncle George did. And he had fallen over into the manger in one of those big longhorn bulls.
Really?
Had him down in the manger. And the
Oh
horns are
gosh.
so wide, it's just the head. And my dad, I'd always went everywhere with him. He'd set me up in the hayloft, and he carried a
Mm-hmm.
sawed shotgun with him. And he also had like an axe handle because that bull was mean. And on this day, Dad was fighting the bull, trying to get it off my uncle because he was literally killing him. He was smashing him.
Oh my gosh.
And all of a sudden, it kind of danced around. Now you got to
Yeah.
imagine this big longhorn. And
Yeah.
I shot the bull. I
Did
picked up the
you?
shotgun and I shot.
How old were you then when you shot your first bull?
I was about 6.
Oh,
So Dad pulls him up out of the manger, and he's got my uncle by the arm, kicking him in the butt, saying, "You daggone fool, get to the house. What the heck is wrong with you?" And then he just stops, looks around, and he goes, "Duke, what did you do?" I said, "Oh, bull, gonna kill you, Daddy." I shot it. I didn't kill it, but let's just say that he met his demise in a different way.
oh no. Did something crash at your house?
That was my brother carrying in wood. He didn't realize I was on a show. And
I
he laid wood down.
thought maybe something fell over or something. I'm like, oh no.
We brought in some wood and laid it behind the stove. So,
Oh, gotcha.
now, that picture there is another grandmother. That is 1800s, early 1800s.
Wow.
As in that picture, you don't have the whole picture there, but she's sitting in the woods out under buzzard roost. There's a group of, she's the only native there. She's Shawnee, of course. And yeah, as you can tell just from looking at her.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that would have been a forefather. That is a grandfather, again, at the old cabin. That's my dad's dad.
Okay. Yeah. It says 1938 on the picture. It says Abbott.
And, yep, that's Henry Abbott.
Okay.
Well, William Henry, that was his name. And as you see, they're just old country folks. That cabin is actually, the cabin had burned. It's a sad story. My grandfather, like I said, had a family before. And the cabin, of course, they had the fireplace. They didn't have that they cooked in the fireplace. This is, my dad's born in 1927. So, this was before him. And the one girl, his sisters, his half sisters, they're at the fireplace and her skirt caught on fire. And the other one was trying to put her out.
Oh my gosh.
They burned in the cabin. The cabin
wow.
burned. They're actually buried.
Horrible.
Their graves is around the trail there at Buzzard Roost.
Yeah.
But they took the barn, the old barn, and they turned it into a cabin, and that's where my dad was born. So, yep, there's nothing fancy about my family. We're just old country folk home, natives, and everybody is like. My grandmother was a Shawnee princess. My grandmother was very hardworking, very much Shawnee, lived with the, traditions handed down. But she's come from very hardworking people.
Oh, oops.
Yeah.
I was trying to get, because I forgot to so I can reply to the chat, and Mondo's watching us. Hi, Mondo.
Oh, hi. I really enjoyed talking to you. Yes.
I know, same.
Oh my gosh.
I know, we need to have him on so we can
absolutely. I have so many questions for him. I have so many questions.
No, we definitely need to have him on. So yeah, he made the comment, woohoo, that was great, because I did the surprise thing of saying, you were the guest, basically. So but yeah, so with your family and the way that you were raised, actually, let me ask you this. Let me pull this one up here real quick, because I do have a question on this one. It is a picture of let's see, hold on, it's not gonna Is it going to work for me? Oh, here we go. Sometimes this is like so sensitive. Okay. So is this? What's this cabin of?
Oh, that's the haunted cabin. You have it. Look on the very corner.
Oh,
You see the little man? See, like, look at the
wait.
porch roof. Look up
Let
on the
me.
roof.
Oh my
You see
gosh.
him? Can you see
Yes.
that?
Oh,
Yes. That is
oh my
that is a reconstruction of the 1800s cabin where
God.
I was
Yeah.
working at night. I snapped that picture with my cell phone.
Yeah.
And you see him. You see him. There was 3 knocks on the side of the cabin. Then walking on the roof. Then the front door opened by itself.
Yeah.
And then I had my daughter and we left, or we were leaving. And that was late in the night. It was dark, as you can see. And just the van sitting there, and the headlights from the van was shining on the cabin as I came in.
Yeah.
I snapped that, but it's clear. You can,
Right up in here, right? Because I'm
right,
trying
yeah,
to.
yep. You see
to
like the
zoom in
white
here.
shirt and the black coat.
Yes.
You see his hands.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. That's a roof. There's a
Oh,
roof
that part's
above.
the roof. Okay,
Yeah,
so it's
that's
here.
Yeah, that's him right there.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
That's-
And blindness doesn't help when I have to look at something. Sometimes I'm like real close to the screen. I'm like, what is that? No, I see him now. Now that I'm I zoomed in a little bit more.
Yep.
Wow.
He visited that night. That cabin, though, Mitch Bowman is the guy's name that owns it. He reconstructed it right back from all the original. He moved it. It's an old family cabin from his forefathers, and it's beautiful. That's in the woods, and I'm going to take you there.
Beautiful. Oh, we are going there?
Yes. I have full access to it. He lets me do. He hasn't hooked the water up. He's hooked it up modern, everything.
Yeah.
But he hasn't. The last thing is I keep telling him, please, Mitch, hook the water up. And he's like, well, I'm going to, but he's like, it's the labor. Oh, inside, he's a carpenter. The beds is all hand done. The
really.
It is beautiful.
Wow. See, I love that. That's true. That's true masonry. Hardworking, putting all that heart and dedication, the love. I love that.
What I love is inside and he used all the old logs from the original cabin. Yeah. And where the road, like into the logs, like upstairs and stuff where it's still there. So there's like where they carve their name and different stuff. And I'm like, I love it because I love history and I love genealogy.
Me too. I love that stuff.
But what we're reconstructing it, he evidently brought some family members with. He told me, it's like, if you brought a ghost here, I'm going to charge them rent. I said, hey, it's your family, not mine.
Oh my goodness, that's hilarious.
You'll meet Mitch. He's a really nice person. You're going to meet him too.
That's so funny. Yeah. I just all this time that we've been talking, you've sent me so many pictures, so much, and it's I love it. Don't get me wrong, I love it. Like, it's the stuff you send me, I'm like, oh, what the heck? Like, that's massive. So, what I'll do is I'm going to share some of your prints that you've captured, whether it was in snow or mud, and castings. And then another interesting print. Actually, it's not a print. It's an actual foot. I'm not going to reveal or say what it is, but I'm going to bring it up and then you can talk about it. Okay. So let me get into that folder and we'll bring up this. And I wish they would make it so, quick and easy where I could just click on one thing instead of click here, click here, click here. All right, here we go. All right. So you had sent me quite a few things way back in the when I had you on the Audible, but obviously I couldn't share this kind of awesome stuff because it's Audible. So now I get to share it and you can talk about it. So you want to go ahead?
Yeah, that's from the creek. There is more than one footprint. There's not just one, but that's on the bank, which you can see is like the mud and the clay, sand. It was early spring. That's now been a couple years ago. In that creek, there is like crawdads and minnows, turtles, that's in the same area. The footprint measured, which that's not the big massive one. It was around 16 inches.
Really?
And probably
so big.
about 6 wide. And again, the cigarette lighter, I've been yelled at. Why did you use a cigarette lighter? Blah blah blah. That's what I had. I had been camping, and I carry it. I carry matches, but when I'm out there, I built a campfire. So, that's all I had. That's all I had. So I just wanted to show, you think about a lighter. It's like, it's a little over an inch long,
Yeah.
So if you multiply that footprint by the size of them, you'll get, a pretty good idea of how big it is. I found 2 sets of prints that day in the same area where they were there, basically eating their berry briars on the creek banks and stuff around. And it was the berries came out yet because it was still. Now that is entirely something different. That is footprints in the snow. Yeah, those footprints measures about 24 inches long.
Well, you can see. Is that your foot right there, or is that someone else's foot?
It's not mine. It's my sister-in-law's. She wears a size 7 shoe.
And look at how massive this thing is.
Right.
I mean, the heel is back here.
Yeah.
What was the size of this one?
It was around 24 inches long. It's 12 wide. It's massive, massive. And there's a whole trail of them where it walked through the snow. There was 13 inches of snow on, and it was starting to melt.
Yeah.
That's the snow footprints, 6 feet between each stripe. She has had those since 2016. She had shared them once with Mike Miller, but she wouldn't let him have any of the pictures. She wouldn't let him take pictures of them. But she is my sister-in-law, so she let me. She's like, no, I'm going to do this for you. Just don't use my name, because there was her son, and her husband. That went past her kitchen window.
What?
Yes.
That thing had to have been, what do you think the weight was? About 700-800 pounds?
At least I would think it would be 12 feet tall, because she has a big brick home, and it was right off her kitchen window. She's like, I come down and I look out, and then you see the snow. And she's like, there's this trail, these big giant footprints. And it terrified me. And then she's like, I waited for her son to get there. And then they go out to investigate together, And but you see, that goes all the way from the road past her house down into the woods. Of course, she does live in the country by the river. She lives by the river.
Yeah.
And she said the next, of course, she worked home health. She's retired now, but it's been a few. And the next morning, she took me to the area. She's like, I was leaving for work the next morning it was before 7. And there's like the big power, those iron electrical things, where the wires runs, or the big towers, the power. And she's like, it was the digging in the ground underneath that power lines. And she said it stood up. And of course, this is back in a country road. She's driving alone. And she said she's like, I'll be honest, I was terrified. And she said, I just took off, but she took me back. And in that area, there's all kind of the markers. There's the X's, there's the tree structures.
Really?
I investigated some and I did pictures there. And she came, her husband came and so, and to this day, she still lives in the same spot and he is still there.
Really?
She says when she's like doing her flower beds, because she has
Yeah.
a giant. She's like, I hear him in the woods. He's never harmed anything or
Yeah.
destroyed anything, but she's like, I hear him, so he's still there.
Well, maybe he's her watcher. Maybe he watches over her.
I think, she had moved, my mother-in-law, again, another old mountain woman. She was almost 100 years old when she moved her from her home.
Wow.
I call it back in the hills.
Yeah.
And she put her there. There's an A-frame that sits right beside her house.
Mm-hmm.
And she moved her in there because she took care of her. And honestly, I believe it was her watcher that moved with her, just like my dad's came to me.
Right.
And
Right.
my dad's here, I believe, because she's Shawnee too. My Shawnee. And I believe that he just followed her. And because that was the last place he found her. She lived there till she passed away.
Yeah.
And so he just stays there. So not just them, the others have seen him and heard him. People were kind of gibberish about, saying things. There's like her sister-in-law, she's like, I heard it, but people will think we're crazy. They'll think we're crazy.
Yeah. And the
like,
thing is, they're not crazy. No. I mean, so this one here looks like a junior.
Yeah, that in there, that's about 13 inches. It's not as massive. It's smaller.
Yeah.
So I think they were just sitting there. Which it was. There's no people in that area, and of course it was still cold. So I don't think they'd been out there barefooted. And if I would have caught them on my camera, I casted. My son casted. As you see, the old feller had 4 toes, and he's down to 3. He's down to 3 now. But,
really?
Yeah, so he's still around, but he's down to 3 toes.
This toe right here, it's like, oh gosh, can you imagine trying to walk and your toes bent underneath your foot?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, and his toes, I mean, these castings are pretty amazing because they're very it's deep. It's a good deep casting,
I lucked out because it was in the sand and we diverted the water. My son did the casting for me. I'm not that good. I can never do anything like that. But he does concrete work. So he's like, he diverted everything away. And so he did a good job. But then that's him. He's meticulous in everything that he does. So I was like, hey, good job.
What size? And you said what size were these?
The big one is around 15, and then the other one it's probably about 13. It's not, as you see, it's not as big. So
this one's really wide.
Yeah,
very, very
the big
wide.
One, it's big, and that foot has got the damage to the foot. I'm not sure, whether what he did, but when I also see his footprints, I haven't cast anymore, but it's only showing 3 toes, so that was bit under. Maybe he lost it, or maybe it's turned a different way, but it's showing 3 now. So.
Mike says, "Hello, ladies."
Hello.
This one, okay. This one you just shared with me recently. Mm-hmm. And when you sent it to me, I just about dropped. This is insane. This is just, oh my gosh, what a thing to have. So you want to describe?
My grandson actually found out there's a waterfall here that we have found all kind of footprints and artifacts and different things. There's actually two of those. That one was independent. As you can see nails.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're right.
I
Oh,
yeah,
definitely.
I don't know if it's a foot or a hand. Honestly, I can't.
Oh,
Because when you turn it over, because it's petrified. It's from the bone or whatever.
yeah, yeah.
But the other one is actually in a rock. The rock's fairly big. Now that does not show you how actually big that thing is. That is big. Like inner plate size big.
What's the
So
measurement
I don't
from like
remember.
nail to the very bottom of it?
I don't
Do you
remember.
know? You don't
And he's
remember?
not. No, I don't remember.
Okay.
Let me think. Because if I held it,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do a rough estimate just from my hand. Probably, it's probably 12 to 14 inches long, and
Wow.
then wide. Being wide, it's probably 10, at least 10 or so wide.
Dang.
As you see, it's pretty massive,
Yeah.
and but he found it there. Like I said, that waterfalls has produced a lot of different things that comes out of there. So it's a waterway.
Mm-hmm.
It's spring fed, and there's a creek that also runs into it. But it's deep back in the woods.
Yeah.
And so I go back there because I love the place. It's just so peaceful. I had a massive tree come down, and when it came over, the tree roots came up, and oh my gosh, in those tree roots that have been buried, I cannot tell you the stones and stuff that came out of there, the artifacts.
Really?
'Cause this is tribal land, the Shawnee
Yes.
lived. So there's some interesting things. The orbs are outrageous.
Really?
Again, that's
Oh my
some of
gosh.
the same footprints in the snow from her
Yeah.
house. Um, but
That was that. Isn't that the one that we were looking at earlier that was so big,
yeah,
but it was the
yep,
right side probably of the
yep,
foot?
yeah. You can
Yeah.
see her foot inside of it, and so
Yeah.
if you match, it's like 3 times the size of that seven.
It's just
Size 7
massive.
too. If she turned the side seven, it wouldn't even fit inside of it sideways. So it's
But so, and then you have also, because you were talking about how things are coming up from the land from that tree. So what things have come up?
also the hair that I sent you, that massive amounts
Yeah.
of the hair that
Mm-hmm.
came from the same area. That was last year. The first bunch that we brought out. Again, I hadn't been out for a while, and I was with my oldest son, and we just walked back through there, and in the sand, we seen something sticking up, and there's like sand and foliage, leaves and viney, and he started pulling, and he just kept pulling and pulling and pulling, and it was getting more, and it's like it's hair. There's no skin on it. It's just hair, like
Yeah.
dreadlocky hair, or like if you grew your hair from the moment you were born and never combed it, never processed it, never
Yeah.
washed it. Yeah, that's what
Kind of like
it is.
dreadlock.
Yeah. So it's just thick, very, very coarse hair.
Yeah.
And then I talked to Tim Vogel.
Yeah.
I'm not a researcher. I just have, this is my life. This is how I grew up, and I know what I know. I don't need to prove anything because I know.
Yeah.
And he, I'll talk to him, and he's kind of asked, he's like, well, look for this, or this. And he's kind of schooled me along the way. And I heard his voice in my head going, DNA, stop, you're touching it, don't touch it. So I just talked
That's
to him
funny.
this week. But I told I told my son, stop, just, because we cut it off there.
Right.
And then we brought it home and I laid it over that chair, because it smelled god awful. It
Yeah.
smelled like skunk and wet dog and
Oh God.
just a really bad smell.
Oof.
But still, I brought it in. It's like, oh my God. But the next morning, it had laid there, so it dried out because it was wet when we brought it in. And so I decide I'm going to let it out on my couch. I want to see exactly how long it is. I put a sheet down and a piece of plastic that when you're in and then I wanted to take a picture. I couldn't take a picture. It would not. I could not. I could take a
Really?
picture of anything else in the house. I got a different camera. I used my phone. No, it would not.
What?
If it's wet, you can get a picture of it if it's wet. If it's dry,
Interesting.
it's like it, which I've seen them do it, my whole life. They can be standing right in front of you and simply step back or turn. There's like a shimmer,
Yeah.
and you can't see them.
Right.
And like even with taking pictures, so it's all blurry pictures or whatever. They interfere with the batteries, your camera.
Mm-hmm.
With you, it's that I call it the hum, the electronical buzzing. That it's like the vibrations.
Yeah.
I forget what they call it. To me, it's just like a massive in your side of your head, like
Yeah.
like
Wow.
you're standing under a power line, and
Oh yeah.
like there's tower
Hearing
things.
that hum. Yeah.
Right. So I only figured out about, wetting it because I went back. There was more there. On that one, it's a darker color. And the other is a different color. It's like a lighter tan. It's got a lot of white in it and red streaks. It's a different color hair.
So let me ask you this. So that hair that you pulled out, do you think that they're shedding, or do you think it's one that's passed away and it was hair that was there any skin attached?
No, there is no
Oh,
skin.
okay.
I'd taken it to a taxidermist that I trust, and he's like, I have no idea what kind of hair that is. He's like, I've never seen hair like that. He said the closest I think would have been like a buffalo, which we don't have here. But he said it wouldn't be that big. That's too much. It's too long. It wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no skin. Um, I lost my train of thought. Anyway,
So the
um, right,
taxidermist said that
yeah,
he's never
um,
seen anything like it.
yeah, right. But again, I talked to Eric Vogel, and then I talked to some of your NCI guys. I think it might have
Okay.
been Robin.
Okay.
And he said, I can't remember which one it was. He's like, like when an animal dies and they go to the water, if they're in the water or the water runs over it, it sloughs their hide off. It just takes the hair off of the skin.
Okay.
It's like when you're tanning a deer hide and you want to process it, you
Right.
soak it. So I thought, well, that makes sense. Because if
Mm-hmm.
it lay in the water or if it was buried in a cave, which we have this massive cave system, and it was water running through it, it would have sloughed the hair off. Like a human being that passes away,
Mm-hmm.
if it's laying out in the elements or in the
Yeah.
water, it would come off.
Mm,
So I thought that makes
interesting.
sense. That
Yeah.
makes sense. That's a logical type thing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Right.
is this we found so many things at that waterfalls. I'm thinking, is this like a burial site or because of cave systems? And is that what happened? Did they simply, as it decomposed, it came off?
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
I always ask for everybody else's opinion because that's how I learn too. I mean, I don't have all the answers at all.
Yeah.
So I always really appreciate, anybody that, can tell me something, or
Yeah.
I think if everybody worked together and used their knowledge
Yeah.
and just absolutely got along
Right.
and communicated, I think we would have so much more knowledge and
Mm-hmm.
information. And like I said, with me, I'm not a researcher, so I don't think about things unless one of the guys says, "Okay," that kind of stuff. And they'll
Yeah.
ask me questions, like, "Did you ever see this, or this?" I was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah." So I have my experience, and they have theirs. So together, it works.
One
It's
thing that
beneficial.
I found here, that when I started getting more into cryptids, like for instance, when I was on the NCI show back last year, when it first came about, or not too long after it came about, and I was on the show and stuff, and I was learning and everything like that, and they would have guests on, and but then when I separated myself from the situation, only because of one person, we will not name names, but it's I've been struggling with connecting with people, that because I don't have an experience yet. I haven't seen one yet. I haven't caught footprints or vocals yet. But a lot of people have shared things with me. Jerry Millwood Jr. from the NCI, he'll call me, like I said, on a few other shows that I've been on, even on Monsters Unleashed, I believe I shared this part where, he'll call me, and because he's got Bigfoot, or no, they call them boogers, I think, back over there.
Well,
Yeah. So, and he'll be on the phone with me, but I'll hear the vocals through the phone. He's like, "Can you hear that?" And I'm like, "Yes," because it's like not, I mean, you can hear it as clear as day.
yeah.
And he'll send me photos, and I'll analyze, and I'll blow them up on my big monitor and take a look, and our videos, and I'll watch. And I'm like, one of the videos he sent me, I said, this is not a booger. This is something completely and utterly different. The arms were so long, and it was tall and thin, and
Mm-hmm.
had like orangish reddish eyes. It wasn't
Mm-hmm.
like full on blood red, but it
Right.
was the most weird, and it was hunched down, and then it stood up. And then I'm watching this video, and I was like noticing, I'm like, "Oh my God, the hands are below the knees."
Oh, yeah.
What but it was skinny. It wasn't like
Different. Yeah.
built like a booger.
Yeah.
So, or whatever they call them. But yeah, I was like, that's something else. And
Yeah.
it was what they were watching each other. It was just
Yeah.
crazy.
It.
I'm not sure what it was, but it was, yeah, it was
I
interesting.
have the watchers I've seen since I was 6 the first time I saw one, and I've experienced it my whole life. And as far as like the dog man thing, I questioned it. I went over in my mind. Like I told you before, I work for an attorney, so I debate everything with
Yeah.
myself and I pick it apart. So I know the lores and legends of the dog man, but I didn't. I still had that doubt until the day I went on the hike, and I actually seen that
Mm-hmm.
evening, and I still questioned myself.
Yeah.
Was somebody trying to play a trick on me? Um, was it somebody playing with a dog that was jumping up after a ball? But it walked on 2 legs, and it walked into the forest, into the woods. So it was like you want to doubt yourself, but you got to, it's kind of like, I know I've seen it.
Yeah.
But so as like you said with the vocals, I have vocals that go back all the way back to like 1994. But the old
Really.
cassette players,
Yes. Yeah.
I have recordings from that.
Yeah.
I don't use my vocals like when Mike Miller and the Night Stalker group comes. I
Mm-hmm.
go out with them and they record. And I think you've heard some of his vocals. Those are from here.
Oh,
Um,
really? Okay.
oh yeah, those are from here. Those are mine. I mean, I did not record them. Those are my watches.
Yeah.
So, and I have relatively the same recordings. I just don't use my recordings. I'll tell you about that in private. Why
Okay.
I don't
Gotcha.
why I don't share those. But
Okay.
um, to me, they're just a way of life. They're here. I'm not trying to prove they're here. I'm not looking for anything except for, like I told you, our forests are coming down.
Yeah.
These massive acres of their homeland, not just theirs, but our animals are there. The coyote, the bobcat are coming into my barn.
Right.
All of this. And here they have that. I grew up on a 300-acre farm, and they tell you there's no black panther, there's no such thing. Yes, there is. I have seen them. I have seen them. I ran the
Yeah.
woods. I skipped school one day when I was 9. I had to walk to the end of the road. I hated school. I was a terrible kid. And my dad,
So
I
was
thought dad
I.
had left. I thought dad had left for work, so I go down. When I got to the bottom of the hill, our spring, we had a spring that we carried water from,
Yeah.
and shot out into the woods. And I just hit that path, went down, hit the creek, had my dog with me going up through that creek. There was a big old hollow log that fell across the creek. And my dog would not go near it. She ran up on the
Really?
bank. I climb over top of it like I always do. Get on the side and up on the bank, and I looked at. There comes a panther out the end of that log.
Wow.
And I had to go up the side of a cliff to get up to where the barns was, because that's what I was going to do. I was going to hide in the corn crib and then get into the barn. That was my plan.
Yeah.
I up through there, and I've been taught, from you don't run because you become prey. You have to move slowly and quietly and just, back away. So
Yeah.
I'm going up through there, and my heart is like, if you could have seen it, it was probably my chest was boom, boom, it's jumping out. And the dog is just all, I get to the barbed wire fence. There's 4 strands of wire. I get to the fence, and I'm just falling through the fence. And who's standing there but dear old daddy?
Oh my
And
goodness.
all I could say was, I kept going, cat, cat, cat. And my dad never spanked me, but on this day, God was telling me, he caught
You
me
got
by
spanked.
No, he turned me sideways and he kicked me in the butt with his foot. Unfortunately for him, he was wearing tennis shoes.
Oh my goodness. So Donna, you also sent me some pictures of some things that I really want to share, because like I said, when I was doing the Audible, I couldn't share this kind of fun stuff that that you have, and it's just fascinating. So I'm going to bring these up, and if you want to talk about them, there's a couple of them that I do really want to ask you about. So I'll bring them up here. So this one, can you help me understand what this one is?
Well, as you see, it looks like a foot.
Yeah, it does. It looks a little odd.
What in actuality it's a Shawnee War Club. If you
Okay.
turn it around and you hold it by the toe, what would be the toe? It's all petrified stone. Oh my gosh. My son just brought in something.
Oh. Is it bad?
No. It is an artifact. It's got a face in it. Did you get it from the waterfalls? I'll send you a picture of it. Can you take? But anyway, that's what that is. It's been generation to generation handed down, and it's all stone. That is rock. That is a rock that has been formed. So, and actually, that it has some stains on it. So yeah, it was used.
Oh wow. Okay. Now these I find very, very fascinating. So I'm going to zoom in here a bit. So these faces, I absolutely find this just so beautiful. I mean, all of it is beautiful. You've got arrowheads. And so what is the stones with the holes in that? Can you help me understand?
those are arrow straighteners, and then they're
Okay.
also paint pots, like ceremonial paint pots. They mix the paint in it. One is a bird pipe.
Okay.
It's got like a little bird head. The faces are represent. Those are like all those are handed down. Now you see the ones with like the arrow straighteners, the round.
Yeah.
Um, those were actually gifted back to some of those were gifts back from the watchers. When
Really?
I would, yeah, I
Okay.
would get things like that back. Um, I put out my stuff and I come back and um, I guess, it's part of the heritage thing. And either they find them, they have them, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Um, the big stone lamp side of it, you really can't see the hole in it. It's an
Yeah,
egg
it's right
altar.
here.
Uh,
It's a what?
um,
I'm sorry.
it's called an egg altar.
Egg altar. Okay.
Yeah, you will find a stone that's shaped like a hen egg.
Okay.
Um, the male eggs are more pointed; they're long, like you said, it's the eggs for hatching chickens, and then the
Okay.
female is more rounded, and they're used as uh, a rebirthing because we believe in reincarnation. So when somebody passes away, um, their soul is kept, and then it goes into um, that's a temporary altar stone, and then they're
Gotcha.
taken to the big, the big site. So that's more my Shawnee heritage. But
Okay.
and those faces in the stones, those also represent because, like I said, our legend says the moon-eyed people came,
Mm-hmm.
uh, had children with our people, and
Right.
then they left the water behind to be our protector. And if you look at the stone that's right next to the big rock,
This
if
one
you can,
here,
uh,
or this,
with a
or this
face,
one.
it's like I don't know,
This
I
one.
can't do it.
Is it the one that's right
Yes,
next to it?
yes,
Okay. This
yes.
one. Okay.
Check out the face.
Yeah, I can see that. That's
So
really wow.
I think those are. Yeah, there you go. Um, so um,
It's shaped differently than the other two.
yeah. See the size. See the way the head is made.
Yes.
It's more. Um, it has. Well, it's different.
Yeah.
So um, it kind of goes with the legends, the lores and legends.
Hmm.
So,
And then these.
those are again, you will find the stack stones. They represent different things. The watchers do those as a way of marking their territory or telling each other about um, different things. They will say, this is a safe area. They will put out different shaped stones and like if a group of people come through and they're coming into their territory,
Yeah.
and the Shawnee did this too. They would lay out
Okay.
for the female, there will be a different shaped stone, and then the male, and then they will make it into an arrow to show which way they went and how many there is.
Hmm.
Um, those there, or I I find them like that. They're stacked. I don't know. Sometimes I think maybe some of the kids are playing, or maybe it represents the family group.
Oh,
This is
oh yeah.
so.
That could
There's
very well be like the one out here that's further out. This one
mhm,
here. Maybe this represents the dad, maybe,
yep,
like you
yep,
said. And then here's the family, the mom, the kids.
yep.
That's kind of interesting way to look at it. Yeah, kind of,
Um,
yeah.
I
Wow.
kind of look at because with my Shawnee heritage, it's like, my dad was a hunter, trapper.
Yeah.
We dug, and I was taught to hunt and trap. I've taught to track, and when I go into the woods, you do not speak. You're silent. If you're going to communicate, we communicate with bird calls, whistles.
Hmm.
Although there's about the whistle at night, so that's a superstition. So, and we also mark our trails, and if I want to
Right.
disappear, I'll head into the water. So you can't track me.
Right.
Um, and that is the hair. Well,
Yeah.
what I find fascinating about that bunch of hair, if you pull that back out and
Yeah.
look at it, there's a face in that hair. It looks like a wolf's face. And I see the eyes, the nose,
Right
like,
here. Is that what
yeah,
you're looking at up
yeah,
here?
there's two eyes and a snout.
I'm trying to
And
figure out what this is in here.
it's
It
just,
looks interesting. It looks, see how this thing is? What is that?
it's the hair and there's different color and the texture is just, you see how coarse it is. It
Well, yeah,
is,
and then it's got this white, thick,
yeah,
like you see my
yeah,
hand moving in the thing. Like it's
yeah,
very, very odd looking. It's so strange,
yep,
but it's so cool at the same time. You know what I mean?
yep. So
But yeah,
I
now that you bring that, I can see it like an eye socket here, eye socket.
yeah, I
Wow.
was like, my gosh, it's weird because it comes down, there's like a snout. I was like, what the heck? It looks like a wolf looking at me. I'm sorry, isn't it probably just the way that it was laying, but it was just like, when you got that
So
weird stuff.
yeah.
Like,
There's
oh my
that
God.
one. There's that one that we were just looking at with the odd shaped.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So do
So
you think they're possibly represented back when your ancestors were making these, or do you think it's the watchers that are making these? Do you think it's your
no,
ancestors?
those are ancestors. Those are
Okay.
Shawnee. Those are Shawnee artifacts handed down.
Do you think it's supposed to represent maybe the possible watchers or possible alien? Because look at
I
I mean,
think,
why would
yeah,
they make the shape the head that way?
I think it represents the moon, what they call the moon-eyed people. I think it's
Okay.
because
Okay.
the shape of the head, and I mean, of course, there's other, like the Cherokee have a similar legend. Uh,
Yeah.
I guess all natives have in one way or the other. We kind of have the same thing.
Hmm.
Again, more of my artifacts. There's some
Yeah.
blades in there, paint pots. There's a bird effigy in there.
Is this one the bird?
Yeah,
Looks
yeah,
like a bird.
um, right. And there's paleo blades. There's hammers. In that collection there. I
Yeah.
have a massive collection. So.
Yeah, because don't you have another location where you keep all this stuff,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
right. Yep. I
I
have a
just think
huge,
it's so
huge,
cool.
yeah. They are treasures that uh, they're hand me downs. Those literally come from. I trace
Yeah.
have all the way back to the early, like the late 700s. Can go back to that. Well, it's before that, but I
Hmm.
can. So.
No, it's no, I love looking at your stuff. So let's before we get to the end of our show, because we're almost there, I want to bring up these ones here. Sorry. I thought I had all this ready to go and um we'll do this. But you've had experiences by your home, and
Yeah.
then you've had experiences out while you're walking and gathering, or looking at things, or just checking things out and everything. So I wanted to bring up sorry, once I just want to make sure I so this one in particular. So I remember when you shared this one with me for the first time, and I'll bring it up on stage here. I was like, wait, what is that? I was like looking at it, and I'm like, and then I'm like zooming in, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that is a face.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I remember
Uh,
when you sent me
yep.
this one.
Yep.
He's
Oh,
massive.
he is massive. He showed up August of last year when school was out. And my granddaughter was spending the summer with me. That was around, it was after 11 o'clock at night. And I was, again, I was listening to a podcast that had Mike Miller on it, and he was playing the vocals from here. But I live in a very small, modest cabin, and I have a creek behind. I live in the woods, and I had a small bedroom. I turned into a bathroom and a laundry room combined. And I leave my dryer vent off, so I had the window. It's a sliding window that you can literally step out of. So I had left that open because I had, it was warm in there, and I was playing them. I walked there, and I go, oh crap! I left the window open. Mosquitoes will come in. But I smelled like the dog smell, like wet dog. And I just stuck my phone out the window because I had it in my hand listening, and I snapped 2 pictures. And then I came back in, finished the podcast, listened to it, and I never looked at it till the next day. And then when I looked at it, that's what was there. And now that was within just feet of my, I mean, that's pretty close just to my hand as I have my hand out the window. So there was no, was no screen in the window. That was my arm out in the air. And yeah. So
you're just tick, taking pictures, not realizing how probably close he was.
Yeah, because I smelled it, but honestly, I thought it was a coyote.
Yeah.
And, I just closed the window up. And then my granddaughter, Addie, like she was 7. And like I said, she spent the summer with me, and she would in the living room, I have a fur rug. And you know how kid is, and I'm grandma, so we'd play. But she wanted to sleep in there on that rug, and so I just gave her a pillow and everything. And at 3 o'clock in the morning, she comes in. She's like, Mama, there's something scary looking at the window at me. She's like, there's a scary man looking at. And I think what she saw was the eyes must have been shining red, because she said, looks like blood on his face. And she put the couch cushion over the window. She was terrified.
Oh.
And then I realized he likes to look in the window behind my wood stove. And he comes back, and actually I did shows where he will throw something and hit that beside that window,
Really?
Be, like a piece of a limb off a tree or a rock, or
he's like, I want attention. Come to the window.
Honestly, Addie, it scared her so much that she would come and visit, but she wouldn't spend the night. She just now started spending the night with me again. So I've debated with again. I talked Kim Vogel, who has been researching that for me, because I was concerned. I'm not sure what that is. Some said it looks like a tree stump with vines and moss or whatever on it.
Yeah. Now, where was this? Where did you take this picture at?
It's in an area where I hike, and I had went up, and I had spent the night. There's 2 different ones of those, and I didn't see it, I didn't smell it, but as I did have my little camera, like the little Go camera, so it was pointing backwards, and I found that on the camera. Because we're still, Tim has ideas and I have ideas, so we're not certain exactly
what it is.
But I trust him, so he's researching it for me. So
this one, when you sent me this one, it almost looks like someone in a costume or something.
Well, see, that's what we talked about too, because he had just sent me a message about that one. That was the night we had that big snowstorm not too long ago. And he's like, I think somebody's watching you. Which I think I told you about it. It's been over a couple of weeks ago. I actually got attacked in my driveway. I think I told you.
Right. Yep, you did.
So I have cameras up, and so I'm not sure But as you look at that, it looks like hands. It doesn't
It
really.
does.
It doesn't look like a watcher, but
No.
it's a person in a ghillie suit, maybe,
Well,
or
what's creepy is if you look at the face, I mean, it might be someone in a costume. I'm not saying it's, a watcher
Mhm.
by any means, but the face is really creepy.
Yeah. That see,
I
that's
It's very odd. So I don't know if it's a
either.
mask, like you said, or a
Um,
ghillie suit, but you can
yeah,
definitely see the
yeah.
hands.
I see something there that doesn't look right. I was
Yeah.
out with the dogs. Well, me and my daughter was out there. It was snowing, and I was out playing with the dogs. I mean, it was just poor. We had ice and snow, and I didn't see that.
Really.
That's close to my house, and the dogs were
Really.
barking. The dogs barked, and then they're
Mhm.
puppies, although they're big dogs. And the one ran back over, and he's like really protective. He'll go round and around my legs, and he'll like push me backwards. Like if somebody pulls in
Uh-huh.
the driveway, he will push me back. And
Right.
he went up under my legs, and I was like, um, that's a tree structure.
Yeah.
I got that a few years ago. They set those up. I think part of it is like a clan marking, like this is my area.
Hmm.
Um, there's been debates on what they actually, do they use them for other things, hunting
Right.
or different things. But I found those are independent. Those are not fall. They didn't fall together. They were put
No, you
together.
can tell they're intertwined. You can
And
tell
you,
because if they
right,
fall, you can kind of tell. I mean, some of these photos that you have and other people have had or that I've seen, you can see them intertwining, or
mhm,
putting them, placing, they're placed there,
mhm.
you know. So
Um,
it's very interesting.
well, you see, those are 25, 30 feet long, and they're
Hmm.
heavy.
Yeah,
So if that was a person putting that together, it would have had to be more than one person
right.
to take those apart, carry that over there and then weave them together. But it took some work. Now, I can tell you in the area where that was at, where I found that appeared almost overnight.
Really.
Yeah,
Wow.
because I go there, I
Mhm.
like my woods and I go out a lot. And there's also a tree break that was just overnight. I pass it all the time, and then the next day it's broke down. But I think they were eating like fungus off of the tree. It's like a mushroom type,
Uh-huh.
the wood thing. Um, but it wasn't. I would have seen, if there was a group of people there doing that, I think I would have been alerted to it by
Mhm.
I call them my kennel dogs. I have my dogs that run, and then I have
Yeah.
my back by my barns. And let me tell you, my kennel dogs are a different breed of dog. They're very
Yeah.
loving, them, but when I turn them dogs loose, then it's time. Now that I do believe is a watcher. Uh, I
Really?
got I got that. Oh gosh, over 2 years ago.
Okay.
Uh, it's on a trail camera
Hmm.
um, because I've seen him and he is tan colored. I think that is, I don't think that's a person. I think that's, if I hadn't
You can
seen him, then
actually, it almost looks like a nose right here. I don't know.
yeah,
Or I don't know. I'm
yeah,
just
you
kind
can
of
see
zooming in a little bit.
the hair, but you see the face,
Yeah.
there's like an ear, you can see like an ear. It's more kind of monkey. It's got the little bit
Yes.
monkey face. So
Yes. Yep.
um, it's different.
Yeah.
I can difference.
Definitely different. Well, it's like I see, well, and I don't know if I'm seeing this correctly, but it looks like two eyes right here, a
Yep,
nose, and it looks like a mouth right here,
yep.
is what
So
I'm,
yeah,
and then
and
hair.
yep.
Oh,
See,
you know
that's what
what?
I'm
Is
saying about.
that an ear right here?
Yeah, it's like because their ear is flat. They don't have,
Right.
they don't have
Pointy
pointy ears.
ears. Yeah.
Ear. So,
So it
I
looks
think
like he's
that's
sitting.
yeah. He squatted. He squatted down
Spotted.
on the. That sets in the tree line. There's a spring in that area, so it's a water source, and um, it's not deep woods, but yeah, that was a trail cam.
Yeah. Well, all I know is you've got some amazing footage. You've got video too that you've shared with me. I know that one you tried to send, but it just wasn't sending.
Yeah,
Um,
and I'll show it to you when you come. And
okay.
it's concerning because, like I said, that cemetery, I'll walk past it. I walked down, and if you, as you see me walking, just right beside of me, you see that coming up over that bank, and it's coming
Really?
up. It's like this, and
Yeah.
then and it becomes. Uh, it wasn't a watcher. Now I do at the same time on my audio, which I haven't shared that audio. You hear the watchers across the creek.
Mhm.
That is a big creek. It's a waterways,
Yeah.
and the graves had slid down in that creek. So that basically came out between a crevice that had opened up in the earth,
Yeah.
going down into that creek. So that's where that
Oh.
thing came up out of. But it came up, and you see me walking, and the shadow. You see my shadow.
Hmm.
But you can see it materialize. It's huge
Wow.
black. That is not a person. That is not a anything that I know what it is.
Do
That
you think
is
it might have been a shadow figure?
no, because it's hairy. It's
Oh,
like
it is hairy. Okay.
yeah, it is. It's more of I don't know that it's a dog man because it doesn't really. It looks like something different because
Really?
it's down and then it comes up off of it's like it's crawling on its belly and then it
Right.
comes up. So I haven't figured it out. I plan on going back there because they did relocate the cemetery and the graves and there's capture orbs there. That's what I was looking for.
Hmm.
That I wasn't looking for anything else. I was just I knew the
Yeah.
graves was open and I just kind of felt bad. Like um, any kind of a burial that's been disturbed bothers me.
Same.
Whether it's white or whether it's native, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's just, it's so sad. And
It
they've
is.
literally, they went in the creek. People were coming in on like the little John boats and stuff. And, which, after you can't say anything, that's what I talked to the conservancy. He's like, there's
Yeah.
really nothing to do because once it gets in there, it's on public. And so a normal person will gather up, and whatever that would be there and bring that up to the top to
Hmm.
be respectfully reinterred and not take anything.
Right.
That's not not a good thing. So
Yeah.
I I've been taught different.
I got tired of looking at my white wall. I got to put our new one, our new logo in here so we can
Okay.
use it as a background.
Oh. I was just thinking about changing mine some. I actually have two sides in here, but on the other side, I don't use it because of the rules about saying certain things, and I have those things hanging on the wall over there. So I don't want to. I want to get in trouble.
Well, Donna, again, thank you so much for, well, not only coming on and talking about your stuff and for me to share it now on Coven of Curiosities live YouTube show, but also accepting my my invitation for you to be my co-host now. We've been like just to have such a sisterhood and our friendship has just built so much, and I was like I felt it was the right thing to do. I was like, just have her on because I was started out as a guest co-host because I've always been a little hesitant having a co-host because of things. And when I first started, it just didn't work out. So I was
Right.
like, well, I'll have her as my guest co-host. We'll see how things are going. And then I saw that, I was having you come on, and I'm like, what a perfect timing and I messaged you, and I'm like, how would you like to be, my actual co-host? And you're like, yes, and I'm like, okay,
Yes.
yay.
Well, I am so honored because you're just like, I, it's so amazing. You're like my sister. I found a
Yeah,
family member. We get along. It is. We just connected so well.
yeah,
And like I've been doing this for a couple of years, and there's a few select people. It's
yeah,
like, it's kind of like you're finding your family member all over again, and we
yeah,
connect and we go well, get along well. And I
yeah,
was like, to me, it's like karma. This is supposed to happen. You're supposed to meet
yes,
these people because
yep,
I feel like we're supposed to be doing something together.
yep,
And I am
absolutely.
so honored to be co-host with you.
Well,
I
and I'm
am.
honored that you accepted, and I'm so appreciative. And I know that we're going to have a blast. But speaking of, so now that you're on the show, I sent you the rest of our guests that are going to be coming. We're booked. We are
Oh,
booked. We're booked for next month. We're booked for, let's see, April and May. May's booked. The only thing that we won't have a show. Actually, we will have a show in May, but what we're going to do is we're going to go live. I'm hoping we can make it work, but we'll go live while we're in Kentucky. That's what I'm
oh yeah.
hoping for.
Yeah.
So I want to go live possibly at the Big Fest or the Bigfoot Fest. We'll talk when offline or when we're not doing this, and we'll figure out how we can do that. But I've got some I'm bringing my equipment, my paranormal equipment, and everything, like I mentioned before. And then I'm looking to um, get it's one of those cell phone sticks so that I can walk around with
Mhm.
my cell phone and we can go live on my cell phone because it's
Okay.
going to be too hard on a computer. But I
Right.
really wanted to go around and talk to people, for you and I to go around and talk to people
Oh,
as we're just for an hour or so, or maybe a little longer, depending on how things are going. So that's
oh,
what I thought we could do for that show
yeah.
on that day, if possible. We'll see.
All right. That sounds great. I think that would
Yeah.
be very interesting.
So
And
we got a good lineup. Well, I sent you the rest for this month, and I'm excited for those. Are you?
absolutely, there's some great people there, and I'm just meeting so many people. I'm totally amazed, and like
Yeah.
Mongo, I really want to talk to
Yeah.
him.
We need to get Mondo on.
So I was going to set up outside today in my yard by the woods, and then I thought, oh, I'm scared I'll lose the signal. So I'm going to work on it so that when once the shows, I'm going to actually set outside. So, uh,
Gotcha.
mm,
That would be awesome. Well, thank you again for being a guest today and being my co-host and everything. And yeah, so I've got some more stuff, everyone, that I'm still working on, like my intro. I'm new to mixing the footage that I want, or the photos I want to go with my song. We actually have a song, Donna. Wonderful Mike from Monsters Unleashed generated a song, or generated or created, or however you want to call it. Oh no. But anyway, I do have a song for Coven of Curiosities. So I'm hoping to merge those two, the photos that I want to have along with the song, and go from there. But I really lost Donna. She totally disappeared. Anyway, everyone, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. And always remember to embrace the coven, be curious, and let's go exploring with me and Donna from now on, because now she's part of the team, part of the coven, I should say. Well, everyone, have a great, fantastic day and have a good week. And I'm sending all those good vibes for everyone so that you guys can have a fantastic week. Until then, we will talk to you. Oh, and did she come back? Let's see. Maybe there she is.
here
you,
I
you
am.
just,
I just disappeared.
I'm like, poof. There goes Donna.
That- That's
So I was just telling everyone in the audience or whoever's watching, we've got one person watching. Hey, that's a faithful watcher right there. Thank you for watching. We appreciate it. But yeah, I was just saying, sending out good vibes to everyone this week and wishing everyone a fantastic rest of the year Sunday. And we will see you next Sunday with a total new guest and someone that's we both know very well.
absolutely.
Yeah.
We're
Well, all
gonna have
right,
a great
everyone. Thank you so much again. And we will all see you on next Sunday's show. Have a good one.
you too.
Bye.
Good night, or not good night, good evening, and I'm
Yeah,
sure we'll talk later.
yeah, exactly. Oh, I don't.